So Starfield, a game that came out like last year, released its first expansion, and apparently it's not doing so good. So, as someone who hasn't played Starfield, if you know, have theories about why it's not doing well, then let me know. But Starfield's first expansion, Shattered Space, receives mostly negative Steam reviews as game sees peak player count decline by 95%. Well, I mean, I know one reason, but who knows? Maybe, Bethesda's first expansion, Shattered Space, for its sci-fi RPG sandbox game Starfield, received mostly negative reviews on Steam, as the game's peak player count has declined by 95% in a little over a year since the game was released. Shattered Space released on September 30th and cost $30 on top of the $69 for the base game. $69. Nice. For the base Starfield game. I mean, that's not really unexpected. I'm fucking wow. Like, the base game is just like, actually, I think the base game is around $20 now. Like $20, and then expansions are usually about 50. Deluxe or whatever is like 60 or 70 or something, and then like 80, 90 for the largest, it's like, oh, get the book and this and this. But I think the base game is like $20 now. I don't know. But yeah, 69 for the base game. That's crazy. And it's not being well received, with even so-called positive reviews being negative. Recommended. The story is boring as fuck. Would recommend if you have insomnia and need to work the next day. All right, here's another one. It's more Starfield. Nothing good or bad, just meh. Not bad enough to not recommend it, but also not good enough to at full price. Wait for a sale. Make of it what you will. If you enjoyed the base game, you'll enjoy the DLC. If you didn't like the base game, this DLC isn't going to change your mind. This is not some big upgrade to the game like it seemed it was going to be. That's probably one reason. Wait, Mel Gibson? Mel Gibson, after 3 beers, wrote, Starfield and now Shattered Space feels like a game made by a bunch of retired, in-place managers doing the bare minimum to meet requirements, directing a bunch of outsourced labor to create the most mediocre product possible. It's an incredibly lazy game all around. So it seems like that's the main concern with this. The main thing this game and its DLC has done is collectively and severely lowered everyone's expectations for ES6. No new features, no fixes to the fact that this game is still a boring mess. Not even an attempt to fix the game's core issues, and they released this for $40 instead. What a joke. The writing for this game is just awful. The DLC is supposed to take place on the religious zealot's homeland. You'd think the story would be more dark. I mean, yeah, that would make sense. But every tome something evil. But every tome something evil is about to go down. The NPCs be like, "Gee golly, outsiders, you don't want to do that. That would be a no-no." Get the hell out of here with your corny ass writing. It's rated M. It's a rated M game. Oh wait, gee golly, you don't want to do that. Oh man, you don't want to. Oh man, you don't want to touch that. That wouldn't be good for you. It's really evil. Although this is supposed to be the world of evil religious zealots, and it's like, oh, you want to touch that, man? You don't want to do it. I'm telling you, don't. It's gonna cost you in the future. You know. Let's hope Bethesda hire better writers for this next Elder Scrolls game. That says, oh god. Congrats, Todd. You handcrafted a planet this time. The DLC is pretty boring. I'm guessing, effing boring. Go figure. The NPC dialogue almost put me to sleep. Hang on. All right. Almost put me to sleep, and some of the quests are buggy. Driving the Rev 8 around is extremely tedious, and it gets caught on every stick you try to drive through. When Skyrim's first DLC came out, it gave us a Vampire Lord form, and Vampire Werewolf skill trees. When Fallout 4's first DLC came out, it gave us blank build, your own robot companion. Starfield's first DLC gave us all for $59.99 Kiwi dollars. Oh man, what a deal for some quality Emil Pagliarulo chicken scratch. I'm gonna go play Skyrim now. I'm playing as a Nord Paladin Dragonborn Shadow Thief hybrid kind of thing at the moment. She's really cool. Her name is Annie Windcaller, and she's a master in all things weapons and restoration magic. And she, sorry, off topic. When you'd rather talk about a character in another game rather than this. And here are the charts. The players playing right now. This was okay. September 23rd, and then just kind of goes down. Goes down. Yeah, November, January, March. It just goes down. Shattered Space appears to have hardly had an impact on the peak and current player counts since it was released. Monthly player breakdowns. Yeah, it seems like story is a big thing. The fact that it's a huge expansion, or DLC rather, and it's like nothing's there. I mean, with WoW, the expansions are like the DLC, but when the expansions come out, you're welcomed, you're greeted to an entirely new area. Right now we're in War Within, so we got Khazalgar. So we have all these, zones above ground, underground, and soon we'll be going even deeper underground. We get new races, new this, and more raids and all that. So it would make sense for it to be like $40, $50. This, they seem like they just not only they didn't add anything, but all the problems that the game already had, they didn't even bother fixing. Like, where's the quality control? I mean, again, it's like I've said with WoW, you have the PTR. You have players who go on in the game and test everything out to make sure everything's balanced and there are no bugs, because sometimes even if you're introduced to a whole new world, like a whole new zone, like a continent, you might go back to the old world stuff and things might be all buggy and janky, and yeah. So basically people start from, have that leveling experience to make sure all the, quests are working fine and mechanics are working fine. You then test like the newer stuff. You go into the dungeons, the raids, and test everything that, make sure everything's balanced and tuned perfectly. And somehow the players are somehow able to do a better job of, bug hunting than these people who work for these multi-million-dollar companies who are overly paid to go in and check all the stuff. It kind of shows that maybe the players are truly the passionate ones here, and the people working these companies really just don't give a damn because they think that people are going to pay for it regardless. Oh well, it's our first DLC. People will be eager to buy it. Who cares if nothing's fixed? because we think they're a bunch of idiots and they're just going to buy it anyway. So, if you play Starfield, let me know. Let me know if you downloaded this first DLC and what you thought of it. But it's, I mean, again, you, we we've come to know a certain type of trend with them. Um, you've had all these companies that, like, in their glory days, years ago, were so great, pushing out good games, but now they've just gotten into this, like, point where they just don't care. They don't care anymore. The passion is gone. They don't care. Whether it be they're more interested in just getting games out, whether they're more interested in pushing DEI crap. The fact is, companies don't care anymore. And then you look at people like Nintendo, a company like Nintendo, and think, yeah, they have some crappy practices, but the games they put out, for a video game company, the video games they put out are fun. Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong, Kirby. These IPs have lasted for so long because they're good. The new Zelda game, The Echoes of Wisdom, does it have a lot of problems? Yeah. But people are like, it's really good. It's a really good game. It takes an art style that hasn't really been used apart from one other game. It has that massive open world, kind of like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. It's got this cool battle system where, as Zelda, you're not going to be, sword adept. You're using a staff that you're given, and you're able to summon echoes of various things, whether it be inanimate objects or monsters, and you have them fight for you because it's Princess Zelda. She can take on the form of Link, his spirit, like a spirit form, but it's not. She doesn't start and be like, "Oh yeah, look at me, I'm Princess Zelda. I can swing a sword and be awesome, just like the." No, she's a princess. She's got her staff. She can have other things fight for her. But it's a game we've always wanted, because we've always wanted to play a game as Zelda, because the game is called The Legend of Zelda. So to be able to play as her finally, it's nice. It's a good game, and it's sold quite well. The 3 or 4 people that I watched, they all say the same thing. They all have their own criticisms, but they like the game. They were like, it's really good. So, like, Nintendo, they focus on making good games even now. Again, they have stupid practices. We don't want to be those Nintendo fanboys and like, oh, they can do no. They do a lot of wrong. They do a lot of wrong. But when it comes down to making games, they know what they're doing, and that's the reason why they've been so successful for, almost 40 years. But these companies, Ubisoft and Bethesda and all these, Square Enix, going down this route of, oh, we're going to push DEI. We're going to create subpar products and release it, and then expect people to be happy about it, but then get mad when people don't want to buy it or play it. They're just too comfortable doing it now. We've seen with Ubisoft, it's just like every game that in the last year or so that's come out, it's been a failure. And yet they keep doing the formula for every single one. They just keep doing it over and over and over. Square Enix, same thing. Bethesda, I mean, people they've been complaining about Bethesda for a while. But, so, I don't know if they're just, flaccid and just content to be in the mindset that they're in. I don't know if it's, they're too focused on DEI crap, but 95%, almost the entirety of the player base is gone. Just gone. Because you wanted to release a subpar product. And you think people are stupid enough to pay for it and not think that they're going to have some kind of, you're not going to have some kind of pushback when they realize, oh, hey, there's nothing in this. They made me pay $60 for this. And there's nothing. There's nothing in here. They didn't fix the problems that were initially there. The story's still bad. There's nothing to do. But anyway, what do we know? We're just the stupid gamers. We don't know what we're talking about. We need to trust big daddy corporations because they know what's best. Anyway, if you've played it, Starfield, let me know if you've downloaded this new DLC and you've played through all of it or partially. I don't know how long it'd be considered, but let me know. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.